This is the GJRB Online Network.
Hello everyone, I'm Gary J. Russen. Welcome to a brand new addition to the GJRB family in the GJRB family of Gary Russen programs. This is the Gary Russen program.
Saturday Extra. Yeah, and we have a great show coming up for you this afternoon. A recap of some of the stuff that happened this week. Plus, I'll be giving you some preview of what's happening on GJRB next week. And we'll take a look at some of the headlines and news, sports, weather. And, of course, we'll talk, too. It'll be a great afternoon, so join me live right now on GJRB Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra.
All you gotta do is go to Gary.Russen on Skype, or just chat with Gary Russen with the GJRB Speaker public site by clicking the balloon icon on the GJRB widget. And now, the Gary Russen program.
Saturday Extra.
On GJRB.
And hello everyone, hello everywhere across America and around the world, wherever you're listening on the internet. GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Hey everyone, I'm Gary J. Russen. Good afternoon from the GJRB Spreaker Studios on Clinton's North End, just above the Lions Shopping District, Main Avenue. We're bringing you the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. I haven't done this show in quite some time. It's because the past couple of weeks it's been Iowa Hawkeye football, and I like to watch that. And of course, it's also on my 9-foot other signal, 107.9. Talk FM 108 carries that game from our station here in Clinton, KROS. And I like to carry that game, and of course it would be on my 9-foot 107.9, which I think right now is having the Cubs baseball game. And according to the schedule anyway, let me see if I can find that. It's right here, the Cubs schedule. Let me see what's going on. Let's go to the Cubs schedule. Let's go to the Cubs scoreboard. I think that would even be better to see exactly what's going on in that game, because the Cubs are really stinking this year. I'm telling you what. I'm telling you, I'm surprised that manager hasn't been fired yet. And he was a good manager when he started the Cubs. I mean, he got us through the first World Series in over a century. And now it seems like they can't even beat the Cardinals. Again, we have Tommy Edmonds, who singled in on an Irie drive to center fielder Jason Hayward. And now the Cubs are losing. Cardinals winning. Cardinals ahead 5-3, and they are now in the let's see here. Top of the fourth inning. Bases are loaded. So you know what's happening there. Let's see. We have some guy named Hodgson pitching. And see, I don't know if it's because they're trying all these new pitchers or what they're doing, but it's just, I have never seen a baseball team walk so many people as the Chicago Cubs. I mean, it's like, come on. You guys can beat the Cardinals. You proved it in 2016. You proved it in, he proved it by beating Milwaukee a number of times. And look at this year. You couldn't even beat Milwaukee. It's like, what is up with that, guys? Come on now. You just like, you don't want to win a victory? You don't want to do another World Series? Is that what it is? Is it the stress of it, perhaps? It's understandable. I mean, I can get that. But you know, it's a sad situation when you can't win at least one game against the Cardinals. It's just pathetic. Been an interesting week in sports, especially for the fact that two players in the NFL are losers, so to speak. Colin Kaepernick and Antonio Brown. Now, Antonio Brown now got released from the New England Patriots. And this is the second time he was released from a football team. The other one was, what was it? The Raiders? He's going to be picked up at the Raiders. And then all of a sudden, that kind of went down the hole pretty quick. And no Raiders, right? I mean, and then he was going to get picked up by the New England Patriots. No. He ain't getting picked up by the New England Patriots. Now, let's see. How many more football games can you try? How many football teams do you think he could try for? I mean, let's see. We have more. We have, let's see, Green Bay Packers. You think they take him? How about, let's see. You have to wonder, though, because they're, well, part of it is because he's a perv. I mean, he apparently got into big trouble a while back for some inappropriate conduct with a kid, apparently. Or something like that, I heard. And some other things going on with him, but look at this. They're joking about him on the internet already, on Facebook. I saw one just earlier today. Can't remember entirely what the joke was about, but I remember reading it. And you have to wonder about this now. So what does this mean? Does this mean that, Colin, so, yeah, and then, what was it this week? Oh, yeah, that's right. The Pittsburgh Steelers were seriously considering signing Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick. I shouldn't really call him that. I'm sorry, but it's just... and I'm thinking to myself, is this a bright move or not for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I mean, to pick up Colin Kaepernick. Is this a desperate move? Let's give this new quarterback a chance here now, because I'm sure he can pull it off. His name is Rudolph. Something Rudolph. I forgot his name now. But he is the new replacement quarterback for Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger had a injury that's going to keep him out the rest of the season. So now they got this other guy in, and he's a new quarterback. He's going to replace Colin. He's going to replace Colin Kaepernick. He's replacing Ben Roethlisberger. Let's see how good this guy is. I mean, I won't have a chance to really see because sometimes the games aren't seen here in the Quad Cities unless I luck out, and Fox 18 here, which is our Fox affiliate, or WHBF Channel 4 will pick up the games. It's hard to say. It might, I don't know. If I'm lucky, WHBF Channel 4 or KLJB Fox 18 could pick up the games. I've seen a few. I have millions of chances to see the Steelers this year. And a couple of them are one of them I think is a Monday night, and I guess there's another Sunday night game coming up, and I don't know when. I gotta check my calendar on that, so I make sure I don't schedule our show. But let's just see what's cooking here, as to whether or not I'll be able to check out any of those games. It would be kind of cool if I could, and maybe perhaps see this new quarterback. So we'll be talking about that this afternoon. Also, your comments are welcome. I got we opened up my Skype. That's Gary.Russen on Skype. I'm posting on all the Facebook groups right now as I'm speaking. And of course, this is a laid back show because it's a Saturday. So I kind of don't really get all that tight. It's just, a fun show, live on the air, and hoping maybe we get some listeners along the way, too, live here today. And you're welcome to join me in the chat room. All you have to do is get into my Spreaker, and the way to do that, I'm on here, I'm on Spotify, and I am on Twitter. So our live stream on Twitter, you can listen right there. All you have to do is go into my Twitter, and go into my radio. I'm the Radio Maniac. You'll see the antique radio with the GJRB Online on top. And you just put you just look at it, opens up into a widget, and you just hit that balloon icon. And it'll take you right into my chat room. Now, I also do is I post in other places as well, including GJRB online site. And over on the, also post over on MeWe. So that post, and of course that will take you right into my chat room. I try to do is post I try to post the, trying to say it. I try to post the, see, I lose my train of thought here. I try to post my link into the chat room so that you can get in there real easy. I do that so that you can go into the chat room and get my show there. So I do that on some of my. Try to do that. I didn't do that. I did it on the last two groups. I didn't do it on. I'm doing it on the GJRB online group because that's the one where they make me pay to get on there, get my show reached by so many people. So I decided, well, I'm going to go ahead and just see how many people see that, and that link is there, and also link it over on MeWe so that you can check it out. And of course, we're going to do some news here real quick, and of course a few stories, and then we go into the news and comment, and we do the news throughout the show because it's GJRB's original news talk program, the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. We'll keep track of the Cubs throughout the show as well, and various other sports, and we'll do some sports scores later on so that you can be in tune with that. And let's see what we can do here. We're going to I'm going to go to my MeWe account here, where I usually post, and post that up on my MeWe account real quick here so that it'll get there, and see what we have. Go to MeWe, and I'll post there. And Wayne S. Pierce is on there. I posted a real neat video, a really picture of some UFOs, really cool, and I'll meet up with you there. So if you're a MeWe listener, if you come from MeWe, there's the link to get into my chat room. So there's all kinds of places to catch me. Like I said, also on my MeWe, also on Spotify, a few other places on the internet, including Google Podcast. So I could check it there as well. So why don't we get started by doing some news and comment? Sounds good to me, right? Get things opened up, get some conversation rolling, and see who is in the vicinity of our radio show today. It's a Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. I know a lot of people like to listen to us on Saturday, including Ed Delgado, the Caramel Conservative. He's on there, I'm sure, somewhere out there in the ether. He'll be listening today. And we'll pull up some really good stories and see what's happening, man. First off, let's start off with our first news story of the day. Interesting one indeed. President Trump has sent some troops and equipment to Saudi Arabia after that attack this week. Did you remember there was an attack field in Saudi Arabia? And there's been some tensions going on to a point. Don't know exactly what's going on, but there's been some tensions going on over that. President Trump and the administration said yesterday it sent additional troops to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates 1 week after the attack on the Saudi oil production facilities and knocked out 5% of the global oil supply. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper told reporters that the administration's goal is that the troops were being deployed to send a clear message that the region of the United States supports its partners, and they will defend the flow of commerce through the Persian Gulf. Esper stated, quote, "Now we're focused on helping the Saudis improve their defense infrastructure, as the president has made it clear that the United States does not see conflict with Iran, and said that there are many other military options available should there be necessary." Esper said that the troops being deployed to the Middle East would be primarily defensive in nature and primarily focused on air and missile defense. The U.S. also placed blame on Iran for the attacks on the Saudi oil facilities, which they have denied. Details on the number of troops that are being deployed and how long this may take are not offered by Esper during Friday's briefing with reporters. Request for troops came from Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, so they are just going down there, I guess, to make a point. We're not going to tolerate this attack. We're not going to be playing any games. And the thing, they should be doing that. Trump is doing something. So there you go. That's a good thing. Meanwhile, let's take a look at some other stories coming up. Agenda 21. We've been talking about this lately, and yesterday we were playing on Way Out There from a rerun last month about Agenda 21 through that Technocracy series I'm playing. By the year 2030, they plan to depopulize 95% of the world. Yeah, United Nations. And some people conjured up this image of a benevolent organization intended on preserving human life whenever conflict occurs and encouraging the International Corporation of Peace. Far from peaceful image, however, is their little publicized plan to depopulize. Now, we've been saying this for years, though. I know one guy that is saying it for years, that we were depopulizing the United States. They wanted to go down 95% by the year 2030. And this is no wild conspiracy theory. They called the UN plot Agenda 21. Local government implication of Agenda 21. The local government is preparing for the ICLE, as Icicle, for the Earth Council Rio +5 Forum, April 13th to the 19th, 1997, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for the 5th session of the UN Commission to Sustainable Development and for the UN General Assembly's Earth Summit Plus 5 special session. Agenda 21, the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs Division for the Sustainable Development, was apparently developed as a means of restructuring the world's population and to lessen the environmental impact and to improve quality of life. One of the main ways of achieving this, however, is through encouraging direct depopulation. So that's their full intention. Depopulation of the earth by the year 2030. Well, you know, a lot of us here are bound to be going the way here real soon ourselves. I mean, think about it. If you really go there, the older people of the world suffering a lot of medical issues. I'm one of them. I mean, we're bound to go. The Lord's coming. They want to depopulate so bad. I mean, it's whatever. But again, it's the liberal front. They want to get rid of us Christians. That's all there is to it. Coming up, I got some more interesting stories for you here on GJRB Online, so stay with me. Got more stories here, including a brain-eating amoeba found in the freshwater lakes, rare and deadly. Been talking about that for a couple of times because you have to wonder about this. I haven't been really swimming in the oceans and stuff. I mean, because I just don't have the money to go traveling to beaches. But they're saying some people have already suffered quite a deal from swimming in the ocean. So we're going to talk about that. Meanwhile, though, let's take a look at our weather and saying that the Farmer's Almanac predicts no fewer than 7 big snowstorms this winter. That's coming up in Weather in the News. Also, entertainment news, Rick Ocasek of the Cars and issued a statement revealing that the singer was recovering from surgery before he died. So we'll have that one coming up as well as we continue the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, right here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. Also, we'll have our celebrity birthdays, and we have a birthday on our Facebook as well. And we'll have him, we'll be giving him a birthday greeting coming up after the hour, a birthday shout out. And see where he's celebrating his birthday with today. A very famous person who was a panelist on many of the game shows back in the 1950s and 60s. So that's coming up. So check out that one. As a matter of fact, 50s, 60s, pretty much a panelist on shows like Match Game, which she was always on that. The one other show, what was that? What's My Line was one of them, I believe, and I've Got a Secret was the other one. To tell the truth, she was on that quite a bit. Okay, we'll be talking about that coming up, and a lot of other stories. And your comments are welcome to get in here. Once again, I posted all over Facebook, all the groups, and MeWe, and we'll post on other social sites as well. I'm trying to get this show on Instagram, but so far no avail. I've been kind of waiting because I don't know how hard it is to get that up on Instagram, and quite frankly, I'd rather wait till I get to the upgrade, because then I'll have to do it once, which would be kind of nice, So basically, that's the whole point on that one. So we'll be doing that, and a whole lot more. So I hope you'll stay with me this afternoon. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in across America from our GJRB Spreaker studios on Clinton's North End. Always a pleasure bringing this show on the air for you, and always a happy medium, because I enjoy doing this stuff. And I enjoy playing the radio for you in the afternoon. And we'll also have our Spreaker shout-outs later on to all those great, fabulous podcasters. So stay tuned for that. But for right now, though, it's time for On the Fives. Take a look at what we got in weather. Weather on the fives. Strong, severe storms are capable of damaging winds, large hail, and a few tornadoes likely this afternoon and into tonight over portions of the plains to the Midwest with heavy rainfall. This will lead to some more flash flooding locally, significant with Kansas. This will be significant from Kansas to Missouri. Across the U.S., much of above normal temperatures also is expected. And some of those areas that I think will be around here, too. I'll be checking the local weather around here, but also here in Clinton, Iowa. But also I'll be checking the weather in some of the other cities that are expecting this, like Missouri. We'll check some Missouri, those areas. Kansas City, all that. So throughout the show today. So, and also we'll have Weather Nation doing our weather next hour. Weather on the fives, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour in all music shows, 25 and 55 talk shows, or any time in the hour that ends in 5, 5:15, 25, 35, 45, 55 past the hour right here on GJRB Online. So as to know what's cooking, you know. Got a lot of other good stuff coming up this hour, too. I hope everybody could join me. And I know I lip smack a lot. I'm trying to stop that. It happens. If I don't, you know, it's usually sometimes because my mouth gets dry or something. But it's also because of other things. I mean, it gets irritating, I know, to some people. And I'm sorry about it. Maybe that's why I don't get listeners. I don't know. That's probably one of the more quicker ways of getting no listeners is the lip smacking thing. But you know, I really don't know how, you know, pretty much how to fix that other than trying not to do it at all. But you know, it's one of those things where I have to work on it. It's just a bad habit, I guess. You might say it's just one of those things that's just kind of a bad habit. Kind of like, smoking. We're going to talk about that. We're talking about vaping this week, as a matter of fact. That's been kind of an interesting, touchy subject. I mean, for a lot of people, I've been talking a lot about this vaping thing. And we're going to talk about that coming up. Your comments on it are welcome too. And thank you so much for tuning in to GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America and around the world. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll have more great conversation with you here on GJRB Online. We're going to talk more about this whole vaping thing. We'll also talk about some other stories, including a concern from, you remember that guy, Edward Snowden. Yeah, you remember him. And he's concerned about the surveillance in this country. We'll talk about that one. And a whole lot right by your radio here. GJRB Online on Spreaker across America. I'm Gary J. Russen. I'm always glad to bring you this great internet talk radio stuff. Always a pleasure to bring you this on the radio here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, here on GJRB Online. And we'll be right back after this break. Stay tuned.